Hello and welcome to Conversations with Esther. Tonight, thank you, Faith, our speaker. Tonight, we handle the topic emotional resilience and burnout prevention for caregivers. Allow me to pray and then we kick off. Thank you, Lord, for this session. Thank you for today. Be with us and lead us in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. So, welcome to this session. I'll just walk you through Conversations with Esther and give the mic back to our speaker. So this is Conversations with Esther Katiba. We hold these sessions every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Now we discuss matters workplace, your mental health, and the professional side of life. In short, and for those who have not been with us, and even if you've been with us, we'd like to remind you who we are and what we do. Conversations with Esther is an impact-driven professional platform that transforms your views on matters mental health, human resource, legal, and your holistic wellness. Now, we ignite ethical and authentic leadership while promoting best practice within industries. Conversations with Esther equips you and the workplace with relevant legal, human resource, and holistic wellness skills through corporate training, motivational talks, end-to-end human resource consultancy support, and career mentorship programs, guided by our three values: integrity, excellence, and impact. We envision a workplace transformed by professional conversations, respectable relationships, and intentional leadership. Now, tonight we continue with mental health. And this month we have dedicated our conversation to caregivers, the mental health of caregivers. May 2026 series is Caregivers Mental Health Support. Our speaker is in the room, Faith. Join us for a powerful conversation on emotional resilience and burnout prevention for caregivers. Caregivers pour so much into others, but who pours into them? Now let's talk about stress, boundaries. Just a minute, I need to move this. Okay, thank you. Let's talk about stress, boundaries, healing, and practical ways to stay emotionally strong while caring for others. Come, connect, reflect, and recharge with a community that understands. As I introduce our speaker, Faith. Faith is a professional with 8 years of experience in the field of psychology. Miss Faith is the lead psychologist at Therapy Effect Consulting. She consults for Chiromo Hospital and Tranquil Medical. She holds a BA in Counseling Psychology, MSc in Psychology, and is a trainer of trainers. Faith has specialized in trauma, addictions, marriage, and family therapy. Beyond the therapy room, she is a sought-after mental health trainer, equipping corporates and communities with tools to foster resilience and emotional well-being. Faith is committed to empowering lasting change. So allow me to give the stage to my very good friend Faith to take us through this session. Karibu sana, Faith.
Thank you, Esther, for this warm invite into this great platform, Conversations with Esther. It's been a great environment for growth and learning, and I am privileged and honored to be sharing with us today. Thank you. So welcome, everybody. As you've heard, my name is Faith, and I just want us to have this conversation today. I am aware that we are in a season of information overload. There's a lot that we are getting, especially when we just look at, for instance, what Esther is giving us every week. Can you imagine? Every single week, we are here to be fed, to be nourished, to be educated, to learn and relearn, all those things. And it's amazing. So today, I want to believe we are a group of caregivers. Either you're caring for someone. Last week, we had a great session with Nancy taking us through what caregiving is, types of caregivers, what caregivers need, what the society can do to caregivers. And so I'm not going to belabor on such points. I just want us to be very, very practical when it comes to new. So we are going to try as practical as we can, because caregiving, it's not just about receiving information, it is also trying to that. I know as caregivers, sometimes we don't even get time to breathe. So I just want us to do a simple exercise to set into the mode of relaxing and taking care of ourselves. So for a minute, I want us to do this simple exercise on relaxing and grounding ourselves for this 1 hour we are going to be here. With me here are my candle. Oh, and it's gone off. So we are going to try and, just breathe in and out. We are going to be guided by, I want to assume we have our favorite flowers, our whatever scent it is that you enjoy. If you're a man, you're here and you're thinking, yeah, don't do flowers, man. But you have a scent that you really just take in and you enjoy to feel it smell. Whatever it is that would come to your mind. Some of us, it could be smell of cinnamon. It could be smell of, roses, cherry blossom, whatever it is. I just want us for a minute just to ground ourselves and to listen to our breathing, okay? So when I say that we smell our flowers, you're going to just close your eyes and breathe in gently. And then I will say we blow our candles. So you will release your breath in a very slow way. You can do it through your mouth, okay? So we are going to take in with our of course, sense of smell, that is the nose. And then we are going to release with our mouth. So in 1, 2, 3, just smell your candles, smell your roses, smell your best scent, whatever scent it is that you enjoy. In 1, 2, let's go. Breathe in. Hold for a minute. And then release gently. Okay, we can do it again. In 1, 2, 3, just smell in. It's guided imagery, so you're going to try and imagine that smell of that flower, of whatever scent it is that you enjoy. As you take in the breath, imagine yourself smelling it. Yeah. So in 1, 2, let's go. Breathe in. Hold. And blow your candles. Okay. I hope we have been able to just take a moment to listen to our breath. Breathing is so automatic. Sometimes we don't take time to get to experience the breathing itself. So it's important. It just helps to ground us and to be present in the moment. So as you've heard, I'm Faith from Therapy Effect Consulting. We are a mental health consultancy firm. We serve clients all over the country and different countries as well. And we offer such trainings and much more. Now, we've talked about burnout, caregiving. And I want to imagine as a caregiver, you're right here, and it's been heavy. Caregiving is a heavy task. that we have been entrusted by choice or by circumstance. You could have become a caregiver, not because you wanted, but because you did not, there was no choice. You had to. Yeah. And so you realize that there are so many factors that are pouring into us, but at the same time, there are factors that are draining. Yeah. So I want us to imagine ourselves as this bucket right here on our screens. And as this bucket is portrayed, it has holes in it. So as caregivers, we have tried, yeah, it's not the natural thing to find things to fill us, but we try as much. You are relating with friends and you have a community around you that fills you up, yeah. But at the same time, you realize your rate of giving is high as a result of being a caregiver. So that means the rate at which you're losing could be more, could be than the rate at which. And today, how are we able to build resilience? Because the one thing that Nancy talked about last week was the aspect of the chronic nature. I'm not, it's not getting done tomorrow. I'm here with it. If you're nursing a disability or someone who is struggling with a chronic condition, a child with special needs, this child will be with you for as long. Yeah. And you find that it can be very exhausting. Now, burnout builds slowly. It builds up momentum very slowly, very slowly. At the start of it, you might think that, no, this is not heavy. I will manage. Yeah, I'm going to do it. You start with zeal. We talked about the aspect of beginning from a stage of overdrive. I'm very zealous. I even resigned my job to take care of my, aging mom, my sick parent. Very zealous. You feel like, I think I'm being called to. I don't know how many of us are here and you felt like it was a calling to caregive. Yeah. At the start of it, you really felt convicted in your heart. This is your duty. This is your responsibility. And you took it wholeheartedly. Overdrive. Yeah. Assume it's like holding a glass, or let me just use an example of my candle right here. When you tell me that this candle is heavy, definitely I'll be like, no. And you're like, hold this candle. I'll be like, bring it on. I mean, it's light, right? But then if I have to hold it for a whole day, and that's what caregiving feels. At the start, it looks like, it's just giving medication. It's just cooking for them. It's the mundane tasks. There's nothing, maybe there could be an extra task of having to turn them over, maybe if they have bed sores and such. But at the start of it, you feel like I have the energy that it takes. But assume holding this candle with no rest, with not putting down my hand. So is it that the candle got heavy? Yeah. The answer is no. The reason as to why it starts getting exhausting, it's because I have to hold it through and through. So my muscles are starting to get worn out. I'm starting to feel exhausted. I'm starting to feel, this is now becoming heavy. The candle is not heavy, but the fact that I'm on it throughout, I am holding space throughout, is what becomes or creates that level of exhaustion. So for those of us who are here, I don't know, which stage do you feel you are at? I would really want us to interact as much so that we can make maximum learning. Have you gotten to a point of neglecting? So when we begin, we are at very high stage, high level of motivation and drive, zealous. But then gently, slowly by slowly, you start to neglect yourself. You start to reason it away like, I have to put in some effort. You start to rationalize it. You explain it away. I'm just skipping this meal because I have to rush to get the medication and come back. Yeah. Then there's a buildup of stress, but you ignore it. Then it gets to the point where we start to withdraw. You pull away from people, you pull away from hobbies because there's a demand. Okay. I think someone is unmuted. Nancy, please. Thank you. So there's the demand of your presence emotionally, physically, financially, socially. There's that demand. So whether you like it or not, you find yourself not being present. Then slowly you start to drift away. And now there's the shift that happens where negative emotions starts to build up. Now at that point, we are starting to say that this is a red flag. This is a red flag. If my giving is starting to feel burdensome, remember, we said some of us were called into caregiving. Some of us, we just, circumstances led to being there. But it gets to a point where you're feeling like, resent the very person I'm supposed to take care of. Yeah. Can we be real for a minute? Is there a time you ever felt like, God, Ama, you just take away this person to rest? I also need some level of rest. Such thoughts will cross a caregiver's mind. Yeah. You're so exhausted until you feel like it's no longer a blessing to be present and to be with them. Then there's the disconnect where now you're detached from yourself and from your surrounding. And eventually we are getting to that point where there's crashing out. So I'm not sure where you feel like you are at when it comes to the level of burnouts you're experiencing. Yeah. Is it 1, 2, 3? Could we just engage in a minute in the chat box? Where are we at? Where are we at? Today, I want us to mirror inward. Last week, we talked about what the society can do. Today, we are looking at what can I do as an individual to ensure that I'm taking care of myself. Because self-care is a personal responsibility. Even the very people that love you, they might remind you about it, but it is personal. It is very personal. Yeah. I don't know whether we have chats. Esther, you can help me?
Yes, I see. I see Loise's stage 1.
Overdrive.
Yes.
Pushing hard. She's still at that point where I'm energetic. I am using maximum effort, maximum energy to give my best. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Lois. Now I will request us to have a pen and a paper, or to have a notepad somewhere where you can do some bits of exercise. Because as I said, we get a lot of information, but until we are at a point where we want this information and make it as practical as we can. Yeah. So why is it that we wait until breakdown before recovery? As we've seen from the stages, there are people who could be at the shift level. I'm starting to disconnect. But because burnout builds pole, very slowly, very slowly. It is until we are getting to this point of crashing, then we are like, oh my God, what's happening to me? I'm starting to develop anxiety or depression. Yeah. Yet I'm supposed to be the carer. So what causes us to break down? Majority of the time, it's mostly tied to, how we were cultured, how we were socialized, around the aspect of helping. And what we are saying is that there are people who are more prone to experiencing caregiver burnout than others. So caregiver burnout is there, and it does happen to any caregiver. But then there are people who are more susceptible, or the risks of developing burnout are higher. And who are these kind of people? Number one, the hero. When it comes to family and different roles that individuals play in a family, we have a whole study on that. You know, there's the mascot, there's all these kind of individuals. But there's one known as the hero, the one who takes care of everyone else, the one who looks like, you know, things seems to be going up for them. They have their career working. They are the person that we will think of when we are in a problem. So the hero is likely to experience burnout because everyone is running to them. Then we have the anxiously attached, who are so concerned about what do other people think. Yeah. When I decide to take my sick parent to my brother or to my sister, what will people think of me? Yeah. When I say no to this kind of request, what will people say? Yeah. So anxiously attached people might tend to be more prone to caregiving because they also have a lot of people-pleasing tendencies. They want to be in good books. So as a result, they overgive. They go over and above, yeah? Then the parentified child, the child who was meant to feel like, take care of our emotions, take care of our feelings, take care of us. So as a result, they are so accustomed to being the caregivers, even before the title, I mean, the role itself came into play, they were already caregivers. Yeah. That child who is told, you know, elewa what your neighbor is going through, stretch a hand and help them. So we were accustomed to an environment that praised giving, giving, giving. So we developed identity around giving. And it almost became like, it will be so wrong of you if you're not giving. So you find that even when you're empty, you still want to pour. You still want to pour. Yeah. That's the parentified side. Then the perfectionist, the one who wants things to go very perfectly, to turn out in a very perfect way. So there are the people would be like, no, my mom, my dad, or my cousin, my brother cannot afford to have such low levels of treatment. We have to get the very best. So they stretch themselves to the maximum. Empaths. It's good to be empathetic, but to some level, it can really cause you to take in much because you're constantly looking out for others and you're feeling like, oh yeah, what will happen? Yeah, if I don't show up, what will happen? So I want us to now, for a minute, go into the practicality of trying to help ourselves see where we are at as far as our caregiving role is concerned. So I'm going to share a list and I want us to be very authentic about our lives. Okay, just see where that could be. Confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, should be fine. Now, I want us to be very practical, as I said. I want you to tick. Let's feel comes to burnout of our lives. It could be emotional, mental, relational, physical, spiritual, and when it comes to lifestyle. So I want us to go step by step because we are going to look at the stages of recovery and one of them is identification. Okay, so we have to identify. It is not enough to just know it at the head level that I have knowledge of what burnout is. but have I actually sat through to understand
Can you
area?
expand?
Okay,
Can you
I try
expand the
to
screen page?
zoom.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it now much better, more visible?
Excellent. Yes.
Thank you. So let's begin from the emotional. I want you to practically just go through each of these. I feel emotionally drained after caring. Tick the one that you relate with. You can give it a number if you're not able to tick. So when you review emotional burnout and you identify, I tend to become frustrated, I feel numb and disconnected. I struggle with feeling joy, excitement, motivation. And yeah, I feel unappreciated, especially when the person you're caring for, they are not able to see you. They're not able to see what you're doing for them, or the people around you do not appreciate your role. So out of the 5, number 1, emotional burnout. You can identify that I have scored 2 out of 5. Then you move to number 2, which is mental burnout. Again, let's go through the list. We shall actually be reviewing our performance for each. So please, we are in an exam mode. Well, not really. There are no wrong answers here. It is just us being authentic with ourselves. So mental burnout, do I find it difficult to concentrate? How would you rate your ability to focus? Is your mind busy, constantly overloaded, thinking about medicine, clothing, where will I get all these things? Yeah. Do you forget important things? Do you forget important things? Are you struggling with memory? Are you struggling with decision fatigue, where you've made decisions until it's too much? Okay. Are you feeling mentally exhausted even after resting? You've taken 3 days off, you've had a whole week of break, but you're still mentally exhausted. So I hope we are done with number 2. You have your scores. Just give me a thumbs up if you're done with number 1 and 2. All right. Let's move to number 3, relational burnout. How would you rate your connection with family, friends, interactions? When is the last time you even interacted with friends? Yeah. To be patient. Are you the person who used to be very patient, but nowadays you get very easily triggered? Yeah. You are very easily short-circuited. Yeah. Your circuit gets fused very fast. How would you rate that? Communication. Are we able to communicate our needs, how I feel, what I want, what I need? Are you feeling alone even when surrounded by people? So caregiving role affecting our. Let's move to number 4, which is physical. Have your scores, the 3 of them. Let's move to physical burnout. You frequently feel tired, low on energy, even after long rests. You have unexplained body. They have said that all the tests are negative, you don't have anything that would be medically explained, but you're still having your eggs. So again, mark that. How is your sleep like? Do you have poor sleep? There are people who will try to sleep for 2 hours only, and they can't find sleep anymore. Yeah. How is your exercise? How would you rate yourself? Is it at par? Finally, are you feeling exhausted even before the day ends? We have some of us who, we are yawning in the morning because of exhaustion. Yeah. Then finally, let's review the spiritual, not the final. Let me just try. I'm trying to see whether the screen. I can't find, okay. In a minute, let me just try and stop sharing and share again. Just allow me to take it down so that I come back here and share. Is it visible now? Right, so let's try get to number 5, which is spiritual.
Maybe
Confirm with me that we are together.
Yeah, you can expand it a little bit.
Okay. Right. Should be better now.
Yes, yes, it is.
Cool. So let's go through the spiritual. Disconnected from your sense of purpose and meaning. Do you struggle to find hope, peace, or inner calm? Are you constantly feeling spiritually empty or dry? You try to connect, you try to put that worship song, you're still feeling very empty. Yeah. You have tried to maintain a routine around spiritual practices. It's not working. You question whether you truly matter anymore. Remember, we are being honest with ourselves so that we can understand where we are at when it comes to burnout. And finally, let's score ourselves when it comes to lifestyle. Are you constantly operating on survival mode? Do you feel guilty for resting? This is quite common with caregivers. That how dare I rest when the person that I'm caring for is in pain, cannot move, Are you lacking boundaries? How is your ability to say no, to decline to requests, to offers? Yeah, financial boundary. This is one big thing with caregiving. People are constantly asking for resources because after all, you're working, you're making money, are you neglecting self-care and personal needs just to look out for others? And finally, are you struggling with slowing down or switching off? So have we scored ourselves? Are we done? Let me see some reactions to that. Have we done our scoring? Can I pull this down? Okay. Great, thank you, thank you. So I hope you've been able to, now I want you to look at your scores and do segments, mental, emotional, physical, social. Which one is the poorly performed? Which one has the highest scores, the highest ticks? You've almost scored everything. Anyone who is willing to share with us? Probably it's the physical, it's the emotional. Yeah. Which one is becoming quite heavy on you? We said today we are practically looking at ourselves and seeing how we are faring on. So out of those 6 areas, we have done the exercise. Which for you is heaviest? You can just share with us on the chat. Do we have anyone that is sharing where they are at, or which area is most struggling? And as we're saying, there is nothing wrong with struggling. It is part of the caregiving role, and sometimes it can become more heavy on one side. So that ability to identify that this is where I am at. I'm struggling emotionally. I'm struggling physically. Yeah, my body is feeling burned out, you know, all through. You're here and you're feeling like, I think this caregiving has taken away my spiritual alertness, my vibrancy spiritually, yeah? Which particular area? Because this is where recovery starts, recognizing depletion. And we can't recognize what we've not taken time to actually introspect and understand, yeah? So we are in that first phase of recovery right now, first and second phase of recognizing and identifying patterns. So that's why I'm asking us which areas do you feel like, kumbe my physical, my social life has really been depleted as a result of my caregiving. Yeah. So I want to believe that we've done the exercise and now we are aware of our areas that are most ailing. Now, the third phase that we need to engage in is the ability to articulate ourselves. Articulation can be to yourself or to other people. Are you able to look at, okay, why is it that I'm struggling with the emotional part? Is it because I do not have the right resources to find an emotional outlet of what is happening within me? Remember, we talked about caregiving being, you know, it's a long-term thing. So it's not something that is ending tomorrow. we have to develop adaptation strategies around it. And above every other person, even above the person we are caring for, we have to take care of ourselves. If we are not okay, there is no way we are going to offer help. There is no way we are going to deliver assistance to that person, yet we are running on empty. So that's why we are here saying that start by understanding I am struggling emotionally, I am struggling socially. Okay, so what exactly about my resources, my internal resources, is causing me to have a leakage in this area? Yeah. So could it be it's my boundaries that are wounded, that I'm just very, porous in how I allow people in and out. When everyone calls me, it's midnight, I am the first one to pick the call. Hello, how can I help you? Right? So again, a lot of introspection tonight. What is it that is causing a struggle in that particular area that you have highlighted as the most bleeding part of your, caregiving role? Yeah. If it's the physical exercise, is it lack of motivation? Is it lack of zeal? Is it, the lifestyle that I have around me? I have to work. I'm working remotely. That means I just wake up and quickly hop onto my screens and I just sit throughout. And then after that, there's no movement. So how can I create a life plan to ensure that I'm starting now to enhance that area of my life, to ensure that I'm not getting burned out? All right. So then we live congruently. And I want us to go through two models that will help us to be grounded. So one of them is pointing to what we have just talked about right now. The see, reflect, and reset model. The point of seeing is what we've just done. Confirm that you can hear me. Okay, I see my network is buffering. So we've sat with a list of items and we've narrowed down to the specifics that are affecting us as me as an individual. Yeah, we've seen that. We've gone ahead to reflect on what exactly is causing me to experience weight in this particular area. Yeah, what is leading to this much burden in my emotional or in my social or in my spiritual? So what we need to do now is to reset. Yeah. So we want to look at strategies that we are going to employ to ensure that we are looking out for ourselves. So for a minute here, I want us to forget about the very people we are taking care of. That child, that parent, that. For a minute, I just want you to think about yourself, the resources that you have, energy, the vibrancy that you have, that will otherwise be transferred to this person. So if I'm finding that I'm getting very easily irritated, easily, I'm grumpy, I'm all that, you realize that I'm going to project that to this very person that I'm caregiving. Does that help to make them better? No. Yeah. All that I'm pouring pain is anger. Then most likely, I would rather not be there with them. I would rather be away. I would rather take a step back and go fill my cup. So that moment of resetting. And I want to join it with this 5 minutes reset. And I want us to practically come up with things that we can do for ourselves every single day to ensure that I am actually filling my cup every single day as a caregiver. we are saying that the things that are calling for our attention, they are numerous, so many, and they will never end. So until we are intentional to take that pause and be like, I am applying this 5 minutes reset right now, and this is what I'm going to do every single day to ensure that I'm filling my cup, then you'll find that constantly we are exhausted, constantly we are, grumpy and irritated and all that. So I'm going to another list, okay? I say that today we will try to be as practical as possible. Let me just stop sharing fast and have the list ready. So I want us to look at a refilling checklist of what, as an individual, having gone through that list by yourself, you have identified the areas that you're most wounded. Now I want us to look at what is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I'm going to practically apply every day to ensure that my cup is filling? Now, in this exercise, I want you to just pick one. I don't want us to overwhelm ourselves. If I don't know, tick in 10 things, just one in each component, okay? In each sphere, confirm that the screen is up.
Yes, you can see. You can see.
Cool. So please, let's take a minute and reflect emotionally. What is it that I'm going to do? I want us to take some time. Just think through. I wish we just pick just one. Don't overwhelm yourself with, I'm going to do all these things. That's a lie. Yeah? Just one thing. Depending especially on the things that you ticked on the other side. If what drained you was, being around people that are critical and they don't appreciate you. Now in this side, you're going to talk about spending time with emotionally safe people. You feel like, hey, how can my sister say that? And after all I have done for our parent, to them, you just take in that emotion and it makes you be a wounded person. And now you start to project that on the person you're caregiving. So what is it that you're going to do mentally? Are you going to reduce overstimulation? Will you decide that I will just take 5 minutes of no phone, screen, and it's just me and myself and my thoughts, and I sit in that calmness and just experience my internal self? Are you prioritizing rest and being like, I must? This is not a want, it's a need. I must get my 6 hours, my 7 hours of sleep. That's one thing I personally do. I don't play with my sleep. Yeah. It's very, very important for me to have enough rest. Call me whatever, but even 10 hours I will do. Yeah. Very unapologetic about it. So what is it that you're going to do? Are you struggling with boundary? Is that an area that you want to grow in? Please tick that. Physically, just one thing, just one that you're committing to in each of the segments. Beyond just ticking, I would wish you have either a paper and a pen to write it down, or on your keep note, whatever it is that you can easily access. If it calls for writing it at the top of your wardrobe, as you pick your clothes every morning, you're reading that I am reducing overstimulation of phone. I am moving my body regularly. Put it somewhere, stick it somewhere where it's visible. Yeah. If it's on your work laptop and you're writing there, I am starting to practice gratitude. So every day you open your laptop, you're seeing gratitude. And that means I have to look out for what is it that I'm grateful for today. Yeah. Despite the pain I'm going through, despite the emotional turbulence that I'm experiencing, what is it that I can be grateful for? Are you starting to pay more attention to your body warning signs? What is it that you're going to do? Identified one in each of the sections? I want to hope so, right? Okay. All right. So let's get back. Let's get back here. So whatever it is that you have identified, you're going to have it as to incorporate it in your 5 minutes reset routine. My dear friends, brothers and sisters, I am not asking for a whole hour of self-care and check-in. I'm just asking us to commit to 5 minutes only. So imagine how many minutes are there in 24. Is it too much to ask for just 5 minutes to yourself, to ground yourself? Yeah, I know you love your family, you love those people in your life so much. You want to give your all, but I'm just asking for 5 minutes, just 5. One exercise that I really love to do, and it grounds me a lot, is I get from work and I just sit in the car. I switch off the engine. I am in the home compound, but I'm not opening that door. Sometimes 10 minutes. I just want to sit in that silence. I want to take in and relax, because life is busy, it's moving. When you get to the house, when I get to the house personally, my children are all over me. Yeah, mommy, mommy, mommy. So I want to create that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes, just to be in my own space, alone, to sit in with my thoughts, to sit in with, in that silence, and get to reflect what is happening within me. How am I feeling? How has the day been? Yeah, then I can show up to the people that I care. Okay, so I want to believe that 5 minutes is not much of a ask. So we are committing ourselves. Now, out of all that one thing that you have identified in those 5 areas, I want you to commit. This one is I have to do. I'm committing to this week. And that I want us to share in the chat box as we come to a close of our today's lesson. I just want you to, each of us, we are 29, at least, let's have at least half of us sharing what is it that, out of the 5 that we have picked, definitely we are doing that, but at least you are narrowing it down to this one thing that I'm committing to this week. Let's have that engagement in the chat box. As we do so, I am coming, I'm bringing it to a close, today's discussion. I hope you have been able to reflect. We have great resources for you on our website. You can check that out. If you struggle with boundaries, a very amazing resource for you on step by step. It's a 7-course module on just learning how do I build boundaries, because some of us feel like, saying no is, being selfish, it's rejecting. Does it just mean I give, there's this statement that's going on, no is a complete sentence. Yeah, what do you feel about that, especially as a caregiver? Have you been socialized to think so? Do I just need to say no? Not really. You can give different types of no's. Yeah, you can give a rain-checked no, which says no today, but I'm saying yes tomorrow. We can't do the coffee today, but we can look into next week on Thursday. That's a no. Yeah. You can give a reflective no, which goes ahead to empathize with the person. I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I can imagine how tough it is for you to experience all this, but unfortunately, I am unable to help you. Yeah, that's a reflective no. It doesn't sound rejecting. It feels like you care about the person. So if you want to know more about the different types of no, we have around 6. Check out those resources. They will be of help to you and to your loved ones. In case you want to engage with us further, feel free again to also reach out to me via that number as I review our one takeaway thing that we are going to do this week. And as I hand it over to Esther to conclude for us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you. Let's clap for Faith. She's done an amazing job. We have been taken through counseling. That's a whole session, Faith. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I am one person that struggled with accepting to be helped. You know, you drown yourself with caregiving, and you think you do it better until I think of late I've said enough is enough. I think I have a life, and I'm getting back myself. So now resting, I am not guilty. I sleep like you do, Faith. You remember? I sleep a minimum of 7 hours, minimum. And I'm intentional. Actually, when my sleep disappears, I tell myself, siamuki. I'm staying here until my 7 hours or 8 hours or 9 or 10 hours. Because self-care is not selfish. But I take care of myself, I'm not being selfish. So anyone with a comment? I see Angao saying, thanks so much, God bless you. Yes, I am this is Lois. I'm a burnout survivor, so I know when I'm getting to stage 2 and pause. It's good to understand yourself. It's good to know. Caregiving can be quite heavy. Thank you very much. Anyone with a question or comment, you can unmute as we come to a close. Thank you, Faith, for always supporting us. And anytime we call, you're right there. So we truly appreciate it. Faith is one of the best psychologists I know. So please take her number. I think if you've gone through the session, you can tell she is one of the best and a God-fearing psychologist. So you can invite her to your organization, you can invite her to your company. You can also engage Faith as a family or an individual. She will deliver that. We will upload this session on our YouTube channel, Conversations with Esther Katiba. I've shared the link in the chat. Subscribe. We have more of this. We've recorded very many other sessions. Faith, please repost your number. Someone is asking for your number. This will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can also find me on LinkedIn as Esther Katiba, and let's chat. Yes, Esther Katiba, Conversations with Esther Katiba on YouTube, and Esther Katiba on LinkedIn. Thank you. Faith's number is in the chat. Kindly check. And thank you very much. Thank you, Faith, once again. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, and God bless you.